Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for ScubaRadio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling the radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that ScubaRadio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for ScubaRadio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ's in the studio with me.
What's up?
What's up? But we're having some video issues. CJ, do you see this on YouTube and
yeah, it looks
Facebook Live and Twitch?
It's just a weird angle.
Let's see if we can fix this. Yeah, we put in a new video streaming thing this week, and of course, all hell is breaking loose. Is that how it goes? Let's see. No, that doesn't work. Let's go down that way, and maybe that works. Does that work now? Yay! I think it looks okay. I don't know. What does the ScubaRadio Scuba Squad say? Which is made up of Jerry the Diver Guy and Vinny Two Tanks and Barry the Boater and or Bugger right now. What do you guys think?
YouTube looks good and Facebook Live looks good.
All right. Well, we have a new computer that we hooked up this week just for the live video streaming so everybody could watch us in high def, see every flaw in much more detail. And whether it works, I don't know. But... yeah, you've been warned, or we apologize for this. But I think we got it. I didn't have CJ's camera on until right now, so now we got CJ squared away
well, you
too.
could have left it off.
Well, that's not very nice.
Nice.
That's not very nice. You call yourself a friend?
Yeah.
Are your feelings hurt? Did he hurt your feelings? Did he hurt your feelings?
I was just answering for him, Greg.
I'd be upset if he didn't rag on me.
Ah, that's right. That's how we roll on this show. If we're busting your kahunas, then that means that we like you.
What was
kahunas?
Greg doesn't speak Spanish
No, you didn't
or
say
much
that.
English.
Oh, yes, I do. I'm just trying to keep us as international as possible.
Cojones.
That's what I said.
Cojones.
Exactly what I said.
He knows the good words.
That's right. Thank you, Vinny. And by the way, we should be. I'm a little disappointed because I don't see Harry the Pumpkin behind Vinny. And if you had him, Vinny, he would be in like high def today on the video.
I forgot to put him out. I'll go get him.
Okay, go get him.
Is it me
He's
or
in the freezer.
Well, yeah. Well, along with his other friends. Yes.
Got his kahooties cold.
What?
Don't just move on.
His kahooties are cold.
In the yeah. Okay. Anyway.
World.
Greg.
Yeah. Well, if you can tell, I'm a little bit overwhelmed today because of this
Who's
computer upgrade. It's way too much work. Ugh. Yeah. People think this show just happens magically every week, but we actually have to do stuff sometimes. And I was up late.
Every time you go to a computer store, you get sold by some.
I never
lady
go
there.
to a computer store, Barry. You know nothing.
Yeah.
I get it all online like everybody else. It's delivered right to my door. Oh, there's Harry. Now, so you can see on the video now on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch, Harry the Pumpkin, who was created by Vinny Two Tanks this last Halloween, still is nice and firm. Correct, Vinny? He's not mushy. And we know it's Harry. I mean, Harry is a guy, Pumpkin, I assume, right? Or do we know?
Or is it Harriet?
Yeah. Well, you got to turn your mic on to let us know the answer to that question.
No, these
Vinny.
days you gotta look on your business cards to find out what your pronouns are. So
Right.
I don't. Barry doesn't have a business card. I'm pretty sure he's male, but he's a
Okay.
he.
What's a business card?
Yeah, well, his pronoun would be gourd.
Do you know they
Or
actually
squash.
put pronouns on?
Yeah.
They put now they put pronouns on business cards. How people you want people to refer to you.
Okay.
How
And
about
modern
dumbass?
what
Must be in California.
is that? Okay, is that on your business card, CJ?
Should be.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Hey, whatever works. You know what? Yeah, you can have all the business cards you want and use all the pronouns you want, and the people will use them if they want, or they'll ignore them if they so choose as well. Whatever floats your boat. We'll leave it at that. But look, we are going to talk a little bit about diving today, because there's some new things that are influencing our dive travels. I am trying to schedule our year out, and I keep getting pushed back a little bit. But I am making some progress on some very interesting developments. Now, I've been talking about this for the last few weeks, waiting for like Omicron to settle down so we could get back on board and travel the world and go where we need to go, celebrate Scuba Radio's 25 years on the air. And I made some pretty good progress in that regard, but I still don't have some things to announce officially. But I will tell you, they are very adventurous.
We're all going to Hawaii, all expenses paid.
We're going to Hawaii. Yay! Yay! No, that's actually not even on the list. Not even on the list at this point. Could change.
Well, that's crushing disappointment.
Yep. But I do have some, plans. But now I'm a little worried about, we got this war thing in Ukraine. Is that going to create a problem flying around or cause gas prices to go through the roof? And I just wonder, I'm throwing it out there to everyone today. Like,
it ain't getting cheaper.
Is the news of these, crazy events going on in the world, are these affecting your dive travel like COVID? I mean,
it depends if you're going to go dive in the Ukraine. Other than that, I don't think it should.
Well, I mean, if it ends up that happens, Barry, I mean, does it affect fuel costs and they go through the roof, and next thing
already
airline
through the roof.
Well, exactly. But is it going to make it even worse for airline tickets and and all the other things that are associated with that kind of craziness? I don't know. I just throw it out there, and I just wonder if this concerns anyone listening right now, because I will tell you, I've had enough of this nonsense with COVID, and I almost wonder if we're setting ourselves up for another big problem, in that regard. Vinny Two Tanks, who's out on the left coast and takes a little bit, he picks it up. That left coast kind of vibe sometimes, but I don't know, Vinny. What do you think?
I've been reading a lot about it, and I think it's just posturing. I don't think anything's going to happen.
Okay, that's Vinny's political take on the world of war.
That's basically it.
You know what? And I would hope that would be the case, but I just don't know. I mean, depending on what news channel you watch, really kind of colors your view of what is going to happen over the next few days.
Well, we are dealing with Putin, so
yeah.
Number one, no one knows. Number two,
Right.
There's nothing you could do about it.
Well, true.
And number three, just live and let
Putin
live.
knows.
Okay, but I'm with you, Barry. But once again, I wonder if it could end up, being another big problem for us to travel the world and do what we like to do, which is go scuba diving. And if
I
we
don't
got
think so. Yeah.
crap going on like that,
You could still come down here and dive. You could still go to the Caribbean. And
so dive local, worst case, just
Dive
find
local,
ways
yeah.
around it. Okay. Well, that's one way to look at it for sure. I mean, the our 25-year anniversary, one of the plans that I have in place, I was hoping we'd do something pretty exotic around the 25-year anniversary of Scuba Radio, which is April Fool's Day, by the way. And it doesn't look like it's going to be Fiji because it's going to happen too quick. But yeah, we may end up just going right back down to where we started as one of our first broadcasts or remote broadcast of the show when we did this 25 years ago. And that would be where, CJ?
Your bathtub?
That is absolutely incorrect.
It's some dive resort in the Caribbean. I can't remember it.
Somebody's
the name of
hot
it.
tub.
Actually, it was Captain Slate's Atlantis Dive Center.
Nice.
Oh,
down in
great.
Key Largo.
Jeez.
He's down in Tavernier now, and we are talking to the folks at the History of Diving Museum about maybe doing something like that. And maybe as our fallback, or maybe in a combo, maybe we do a broadcast from the grand reopening of the Gomez Hilton with Captain Walt DiMartini. What do you think of that?
There's
South
an idea.
Florida, at the new Tiki Bar, and do something there, and then cruise down the road, down there to Keys, and kind of,
I like it a lot.
get back to where it all began. So that's in the works, and we'll talk more about it next. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Conventional underwater scooters can be heavy, unwieldy, and underpowered. At just over 8 pounds and with speeds of up to 7 miles per hour, the Scuba Jet Pro dive scooter is a game changer and fits in your dive bag. The Scuba Jet Pro uses an eco-friendly jet engine with impeller technology. With adapters, it can even power paddleboards, canoes, kayaks, and all kinds of water sports equipment. It's the most versatile scooter you'll ever own. Learn more and get the Scuba Jet Pro at ScubaJet.com. That's ScubaJet.com.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Hey, baby, what's going down?
Later, nerd.
Are you lacking with the ladies?
Nope.
Enhance your scuba superpowers with a new Scuba Radio hat.
Wow, nice hat.
Just picked it up at ScubaRadio.com.
Buy 2 Scuba Radio hats and get free shipping.
Need a dive buddy, sexy?
Always. And I got a Scuba Radio hat for you, too.
New Scuba Radio hats are now available at ScubaRadio.com. So cool. Order yours today, or stay a loser.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Hi, this is Neil Watson, the Dive God.
And I'm Peter Hughes.
These guys come from legend. They're basically gods.
We've been around the block a time or two with the diving industry.
But I've never heard something as nutty as this.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
God's friggin' gift to humanity.
Now here's a guy I've been putting up with for over 20 years.
Greg, the Dive Master.
You can tell the master I'm done for the day.
Now beat it, loser.
And by the way, Greg, it's Peter Huge.
Whoa.
Wow. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. It is an honor to be able to, call people like Neil Watson, the Dive God, and Peter Huge, friends of Scuba Radio. And 25 years. They finally figure, well, we can't get rid of them. Might as well just kind of tolerate them.
Yeah, I can't beat them, join them.
Yeah, I don't know. They're not really a joining. It's more of a tolerance, I believe. But we kind of know some people in the industry. That's kind of cool. Huh?
Yeah, you've upgraded from minor irritant to tolerable.
Okay, and we'll take that as a win. All right, so I'm talking about where we're going to be going over the next few weeks, and we've been bouncing around all over the place, and so many different variables have been at play. Obviously, COVID has slowed things down And finally, it looks like things are opening up to a level that we can, get out there and get to where we need to go. And we got some big, aggressive plans. I'm not ready to announce them just yet, but I'm hoping within the next week or two.
Oh, I was getting excited.
I'm going to be able to make some major announcement on some international travel.
Greg.
Nope, no hints. But I tried to do some quick stuff, like over to Bimini, and we were trying to come up with some creative ways to zip over to Bimini or go down to South Florida. And the South Florida thing is in the works. Gomez Hilton with Captain Walt Martini, maybe down there in the Keys around the 1st of July. April, I should say, our April Fool's Day, our anniversary. And I figured, let's just go back to where we started. One of the first places we did a remote broadcast was right down there in the Keys with Captain Slate.
Back to our roots.
Yes.
Well,
so
your roots.
We'll go full circle and possibly do that. But we're not going to stop there. We got plenty more things to do. And I was trying to come up with a creative way to get over to Bimini. And one of the options we were looking at, or I was looking at, was going on one of these Florida cruise ships. And not really for the adventure of going on a cruise ship, but actually to get to Bimini. Because one of the unique things that the new Virgin Voyage cruise ship is doing, which is what Richard Branson's cruise line, is they're going out of Miami and they're going to spend a day at Bimini. And so we can go there and do dives. Right now it's hammerhead season. We're going to probably connect with the dive god here in just a bit and talk a little bit more about this. But that was one of the options that I was looking at, just because to get over to the Bahamas, over to Bimini, if you're going to fly, airfare is not really cheap right now. And Bahamas, the fast ferry is going to run you about $300. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Maybe we ought to do like a unique cruise ship thing. Go over there on the cruise ship. You got your accommodations and some of your food covered on the cruise ship, and just use it as transportation. You follow me, CJ?
Use it as transportation and hotel.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And they have big bars.
They have a lot of bars, and you could just kind of make it into like a celebratory type adventure.
Booze cruise.
Yeah, it wouldn't necessarily be just focused on diving, because this would be kind of like a Scuba Radio party event type of thing. So I was looking at that. Prices, wasn't super cheap either, but the itinerary is pretty awesome. You leave from Miami, hop on the boat, do like a 3 or 4 night type deal, go over to Bimini for a day, do Mexico for a day or their private island thing for a day, and maybe have a cocktail or two. So like I said, diving wouldn't be the main focus, but it would be obviously a big part of it. And it'd be an efficient way to go. Yeah.
Don't we want to get there so we can get to Bimini Scuba and then jump off the ship at that point and spend some time at Bimini Scuba?
Well, exactly. That's what I just said.
Yes,
Benny. So yeah, that's what we'd use it as transportation to get over there for a day. We wouldn't be able to overnight in Bimini, but the Virgin Voyage one spends 10 hours or something or more on Bimini as part of its itinerary. So you do got a lot of time for one day to do one full day of diving. So you could do the hammerheads, and then you go out and do, maybe in the afternoon, you do a dolphin thing, or you do the stingrays, or whatever the case may be. It's pretty happening stuff.
Not me. I'd stay at Bimini Scuba for a week.
Well,
I'd jump ship.
Okay. Well, then they wouldn't let you back in the U.S. because you're not allowed to do that legally.
Really?
Yeah.
So you
yeah.
learn something new every day.
They got boats with people coming in every day illegally. It shouldn't be a problem.
No, it's
what if he was kidnapped?
That's true. Well, I'm just there's the whole issue of the legal part of
he could say he fell off the ship and they he came back on a little paddle board.
I drank too much and the boat left without me.
45 miles from Miami to Bimini.
True. Yeah, you can try that with customs and immigration. Maybe it'd work. I don't know.
I'll just bring my scuba jet with me with a bunch of extra batteries.
Okay, all right. Vinny's got a plan. It'll probably put him in jail, but that's fine. It'd be a great fodder for the show when we talk about, hey, you remember Vinny? He's in jail now.
Or We have a fun dive where we get to search and recover his body later. At some
Okay,
point.
well, see, CJ's always looking at the bright side. And so, yeah, I mean, feel free to take whatever tack with that you like, Vinny. But, yeah, I mean, you can't really stay overnight on the Virgin thing. Now, there is a new one. Well, let me say this. It's not a new boat, but it goes out of West Palm. And we did this years ago. And I think it was like connected to one of Neil Watson's drip parties, which was Dive Retailers Industry Party is what drip stood for. But we changed it to Divers Really Intoxicated Party because it was just basically an excuse to get all the dive industry people we know together and drink because we weren't diving. We were just going to hang out and at the bar, at the tiki bar and stuff for a few days in the Bahamas.
Did you drink those fruity beers back then too?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Or is that a new thing?
You use fruit to brew beer, CJ.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do. It's hops. Those are
That's fruit. Okay.
Hops are fruit. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Greg only likes beer if it's got like pumpkin.
That is not true.
Blueberry.
Seltzer.
mango.
Funky hard beer.
Look, I'm adventurous. I like variety. Yeah, that's me.
You have
And I like to mix it up.
You
I
have
have
the
a
palate
man
of a
purse.
12-year-old girl.
She would be at least 18 and 21 in most states. All right, more coming up. Stay close.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving, flying, and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving, flying, and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why I wanted to tell you about Nanook Professional Protective Cases. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook cases generally cost less than similar products currently on the market. From an iPhone to a full set of dive gear, whatever you need to shield from the elements, Nanook Professional Protective Cases has the size, shape, and color for you. Go to nanook.com. That's NANUK.com for Nanook Professional Protective Cases. The evolution of protection.
Need an escape from reality for a while? Your favorite scuba action star, Mike Scott, is back. In an all-new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From the brilliant mind of author Eric Douglas comes the thriller that started it all. Listen as Mike unravels the death of a girl, the protest of new development, and the systemic destruction of coral reefs, all against the stunning backdrop of Grand Cayman Island. This one's got it all. Submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface. When he was ready and completely relaxed, he wrapped his arms through the straps of the seat cushion and gently slid into the water.
Dive back into adventure with Cayman Cowboys. Also available, Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish. Download all 5 audiobooks now at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, or audible.com.
People, let me tell you about a friend I know. He's got the world's first scuba diving radio show. So now everywhere I am, and everywhere I go, the first thing that I tune to is Scuba Radio.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master, CJ with me in the studio, and we're talking about a creative way to get over to the Bahamas for a dive adventure that you may not have considered in the past, and that would be via cruise ship.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait 1 minute.
1 minute is all I got.
What about Dennis?
What about Dennis?
He's got a plane.
He's got a, well, yeah, well, that's another way. But I'm just talking about, there's some cruise ships now in Florida that are going from South Florida over to Bimini in particular that you may not have considered as a way to get over to the Bahamas for a quick little dive adventure. Once again, the new Virgin Voyage cruise ship, I think it's a Scarlet Lady is the one that goes out of Miami.
I saw that ship yesterday.
You did? It looks pretty nice. I've heard some
it's beautiful.
Pretty
It's
good
huge.
things. It's a different kind of thing. It's not your typical cruise ship.
I think they're like adult. They're adult-only ships.
Adult only. I've heard they have some surprises in the drawers of the cabins that couples might find.
Like little pumpkins.
Hey, that means I can't go.
What do you mean you can't go? Why?
Adults only.
I don't get it.
I didn't either. I was just trying to make them feel good. But yeah, the thing is they I've heard of rumors of like adult toys and things. I don't know what the heck's going on.
Oh, so would that influence your decision?
Well,
Greg's decision anyhow.
Okay. So I don't know. It's a little bit more colorful type of approach. I mean, Richard Branson also.
Greg, why are you walking weird today?
Quiet.
You guys see Greg at breakfast?
He's more, Richard Branson's a diver guy.
He wanted to go back to the buffet and get some more eggs, but he wouldn't get up and walk over.
He needs Mucinex or Mucinex, whatever.
I knew I shouldn't have even said
Too much fiber.
Scuba Radio, Scuba Squad.
Too much fiber in my diet.
Too little fiber.
Quiet. More coming up.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Dad, what are you doing in there? I look these fish right in the eye, and they look back at me, and they see right through me. They know who I am, these fish.
Come on, baby, and do the fish. I'm gonna teach it to you right. Come on, baby, just like this. We're gonna do the fish tonight. Whoa, sing it. Do the fish.
Everyone, do the fish. There we go. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. And it makes sense to do the fish. If you're into diving, into the whole ocean thing, I mean, if you're going to dance because you're happy and no one's watching, you might as well do the fish. Because all
Can you
it
demonstrate that? How do you do it?
It's kind of like if you're having a spasm. If you're,
that
like
could go a lot of ways.
Fish out of water, just on the floor. Yeah, exactly. That's anybody can do it. Everyone has seen a fish out of water. That's all you do for the fish. You just fall on the floor and jerk around like you're having some kind of seizure.
That's fun.
Yeah. So look for that next time. Scuba Radio's out and about, and we're celebrating or something like that, and you think someone's having, no, he's doing the fish. He's fine. He's just a diver enjoying life.
Someone's going to see you doing that and call 911.
Right. It's happened. Okay, so one of the ways that you can get to the Bahamas, as I said before, is this Virgin Voyage cruise ship out of Miami. And, Richard Branson is the owner of this new cruise ship. So he actually is an avid diver himself. We've heard many stories in the past of him diving with whales in Costa Rica or in actually Dominican Republic. He's dove with some people that I know. And he's quite the environmental kind of guy. And he, believes in protecting the ocean, which is, cruise ship's not necessarily the most diver-friendly type of, business in a lot of people's minds in that regard. So, I mean, I understand that. They have their issues. Barry, what do you think?
CJ, do you think Greg is trying to get on the good side of Mr. Branson for some reason?
He'll never even reach him. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm way too busy for him. I wouldn't even take his call. So, no, the thing is, though, they're offering a pretty interesting itinerary out of Miami where you go over and spend like 10 hours in Bimini, and you could really do some quality diving. And it's probably the only cruise ship I'm aware of that's went over there and offered the passengers the option to go, swim with the hammerheads, which is quite
where is a cruise ship dock in Bimini?
In Bimini.
At the dock.
No, I'm trying because I've been to Bimini. I don't remember seeing a dock big enough for that.
Yeah, no, they built it a couple years ago, Barry. It's on the north side of Bimini.
A number of years. Okay.
Yeah,
I know.
So they have their own little, dock there, and it ends up Carnival goes over there too, on different days. So they have it's on the north side of Bimini. It's they've built up a bunch of stuff there, so you can get over there on a cruise ship, out of. I think Carnival runs one out of Port Canaveral and goes over there. They don't spend quite as much time as the Virgin boats do when they do their layover in Bimini.
Be back in 10 minutes.
But there's also
get a snow cone,
kind of
boat.
An old boat. I think it's like Bahamas Paradise or something like that. It's actually just been bought by the Margaritaville folks, by Jimmy Buffett and his crew. And there has been an older cruise ship. I think it was an older Carnival boat from, like 20, 30 years ago. And it's a little on the smaller side when it's not one of those big luxury liners by any stretch because it is older. And it's been going for years. And they offer 2-night cruises over to the Bahamas. Like you could go over there and I don't think it goes to Bimini, but it goes like to Freeport or Nassau or something like that for a day. And we did this once a long time ago, and it's older. It's not like a cruise ship per se, as much as it is a way to get over there. And you can have food and drinks and stuff, and kind of use it as transportation. Well, it's being transformed starting I think it's May 1, or at the end of April. It actually transfers over to the first Margaritaville at sea.
That's a struggling little franchise. I hope someday Jimmy Buffett will be able to do something with that.
Exactly. So, they're redoing the boat and, decking it out in the Margaritaville theme, which I think will be a good thing. But the reason I bring it up is that it may be another way to get over to the Bahamas fairly economically and enjoying yourself on a level which would be way better than possibly flying or maybe taking, the ferry over. You know what I mean? You might as well enjoy the journey over there and, maybe have a cocktail, that kind of thing. But it's a 2-night cruise. And, I don't know how much they're going to raise the prices when it becomes a Margaritaville at sea, because I have a feeling the prices are going to go up quite a bit.
That's going to raise tremendously.
Well, it might not. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but still, it could be a pretty interesting way to get over to the Bahamas and do some diving, but enjoying your way, to and from.
That's refreshing because, when I go on cruises or anywhere tropical, I don't hear enough Jimmy Buffett music.
Well, of course not.
I'm always wanting, I wish I'd play some.
Well, I think it's international law that if you're on a boat, you have to hear at least one Jimmy Buffett song. I think it's.
Can we hack into their music system and replace it with some of Pup's stuff?
Oh, you can mix some the Scuba Cowboy stuff in there for sure. Barry the Bugger, what say you?
Do you know if there are any seaplanes that are currently flying from Miami?
Yes, there is. Yeah, yes. But once again, price wise, especially right now, we're kind of in. I guess we're in high season, and it's not cheap to fly over there. Not to mention the fact, as I mentioned earlier, with this whole war stuff, that is potentially, coming our way. Is that going to affect, fuel prices, which is going to transfer over into more expensive airline tickets and things like that? I don't know. I don't know. That's why I started off the show, a little concerned with watching the news. It kind of bugs me a little bit. But
Saudi Arabia could open up the faucet and fuel prices would drop.
If only Barry the Bugger was in charge of the world, all our problems would be tenfold.
Yeah, thank you.
That's already happened, Greg.
Okay, what is
already happened?
What, Barry's in charge of the world?
Our problems have increased tenfold. It's already happened.
That's a whole nother issue. But yeah, just having this cruise ship option, though, is I believe it's I just kind of dug into this week and started seeing these unique ways to get over to the Bahamas. And I'm like, hey, this actually could be a fun little addendum to your dive adventure. Now, the 2-day, Margaritaville thing, how it works now, you can add a land package and stay like Vinny was talking. Now, the Virgin Voyage thing, that's not the case, as far as I understand. You got to go over on the boat. You got to come back when the boat comes. So you book a 4-night, 5-night cruise, and that's the way it is. That's the way it is for most, typical cruise lines. However, that one out of West Palm Beach is almost more like you cruise over in a day, and if you want to stay there for 2 nights, 4 nights, they got like a hotel package you can add on, because it's more like a transportation type of thing to the Bahamas as opposed to a live aboard type cruise ship kind of thing. Follow me? Mm-hmm. And if it has a Jimmy Buffett vibe, I mean, being CJ, you're such a fan of
I can't get enough
of Jimmy's music. What would put you in the island mood better than cruising over there to the Bahamas and being like pushed into the island vibe with nonstop Jimmy Buffett music.
I'm gonna start sewing.
You're gonna start sticking forks in your eyes now?
No, I'm gonna start. That'd be the Scorpions.
Oh.
I'm gonna start sewing fake
in your
parrots.
ears. In your ears.
I'm gonna start sewing fake parrots onto all my shirts.
Okay. All right. So I am picking up the vibe that CJ maybe not quite as big a fan as most other people that are into the whole Buffett thing.
What would give you
So
that?
he's not wasting away in Margaritaville?
Not yet, because they don't start sailing until like the end of April.
Well, you can pre-order, right?
Well, how about a rush cruise?
No, that would be awesome.
So maybe they'll switch it up. Maybe it'll be Margaritaville one week, and they'll do
No, they won't do that.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we could start it. Give me, you.
With what money?
Barry's. Barry has money.
He doesn't have any money.
He has
Look
a
at
credit.
Him. He's playing with broken mic arms.
He knows how to
He's
cook.
taking a risk every day.
He's an accountant. He knows how to cook books.
That thing's dangerous. Look, it says do not use.
Is that what?
Yep.
That's right. And he's using it. See, he's a rebel. See, he doesn't. He doesn't believe in the laws and rules. He can find a way to make it work for us. All right, more coming up. Stay on.
Scuba Radio. Would you like to talk diving? Greg the Dive Master's all toweled down and ready to take your call now. Call Scuba Radio at 1-888-88-SCUBA.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer. And Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Peregrine is a simple, full-color, multi-gas dive computer. It's also the most economical Shearwater dive computer released to date. Check it out and the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater. Dive computers for demanding divers.
Do you have a message or a product that you'd like to share with the diving world? Well, look no further than Scuba Radio. Just like you, thousands of diving enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to ScubaRadio.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ in the studio with me. You mentioned the Scuba Cowboy. That was a duet that I did with him.
I thought
years
so.
ago. You liked it?
Well, the line that made me laugh was, "Kelp is a cool mix of green and brown."
Yeah, well, that is pretty
you were
accurate.
Desperate for a rhyme there.
Greg goes in kelp.
That's right. He knows. You know, Vinny Two Tanks was with me when we were in Monterey, and that inspired that little ditty.
His scuba rig died, but he used mine because I was dying of a heart attack on board. So
okay, well, that was
the time I got the pacemaker. That was when I went to see the doctor the next day after we got back from that trip.
Yeah.
That's when I found out I had a problem.
And then
the same thing happened to Greg.
No, it did not happen to me like that.
No.
Not even
You went
remotely.
diving.
What?
You said you went diving and you didn't feel good, and then you went to the doctors a few days later.
What are you talking about, Barry?
Oh, that was me.
Yeah,
I know that, but it also happened to Greg. We went lobster diving. You said you didn't feel great, and you went to the cardiologist a couple of days later, and that's when you had your surgery.
Barry is making crap up live on.
Not how I remember it.
That is not even remotely close, Barry. Here's the truth. What happened to me? This was 6 years ago, maybe 7 now. I don't know.
Been a long time.
No, I didn't feel anything. I don't know what the crap you're talking about. It snuck up on me. I was having indigestion issues, and I was getting a scope. I had to get a scope.
Damn Skyline chili, wasn't it?
Well, it could have been, but before they could run the scope down my throat, they said you need to do a stress test. That's protocol before you have the camera thrown down your throat. So I had to schedule that out, and I was scheduled to go to the Maldives 2 days after this little stress test thing was scheduled. So I did the stress test, and that's when they said, "Hey, whoa, hold on, something ain't right here."
But you did dive. You did.
I did not die.
No, not die. Dive. D-I-V-E.
His jokes die.
Yeah, pretty regularly for that matter. But no, I didn't feel any problem diving. I don't know what you're talking about, Barry. It was totally unexpected. I got blindsided on this stuff.
Barry, have you been huffing model airplanes?
Yeah, I think he's been doing something.
We went lobster diving. You were down here.
I think you got your hands on some bad lobster.
No.
He's probably about.
Well, look in your wait. I was going to say look in your dive log, but you don't keep one.
I can smell the glue from here.
I can look in my dive log. It's okay.
Barry needs a vacation. He needs to go to the Bahamas or something.
Go get your dive log, Barry. Look real quick.
I think you have me confused with someone.
Barry, your brain is not getting enough oxygen.
Yeah.
Remove your hat.
That's right. He's narked. He's totally narked. Yeah, no, I mean, when I had my heart issue, there was no warning as far as anything, Barry, other than I was having indigestion issues, but that had nothing to do with diving. That was just like when I was walking, I would just feel like, you'd have dinner and it was kind of like I had indigestion, and that went on for like a year, and they gave me all kind of pills and Pepsid and stuff like that. And it seemed to work the first time. And then, a few months later, I was like, it's still going. Went back to the doctor, and he goes, well, let's do a scope. Maybe you have an ulcer or something. And that's how that whole thing happened. And, but look, if I had any indication at all, anything was wrong, I wouldn't have had a major, trip scheduled to the Maldives. So you're confused.
No, I'm not.
I have to agree with Greg on this one,
It
Barry.
might have been the indigestion, but you had said something about you had felt good. Maybe it was the indigestion, but you did come down and dive just before this whole thing with your heart.
Did he look at your face before he said
that? There to go. See?
There we go. I didn't say a word, and he's already throwing rocks.
I was going to say.
I'm going to send him some more snow.
We have no ladies here today. What happened? But at least we have Barry and Jerry. And you can feel that love.
I'm only here because you asked me.
Awkward flirting.
No, Greg is right. He did send a picture to me and said, I've got to go to the doctor before I go to the Maldives.
Yeah.
And then he sent me a picture of him laid up in the hospital bed. And I was like, what the hell's wrong?
Oh, we all got that picture.
Yeah, but he
with his
he did
thumb
not go
up in the air.
diving before he.
Yeah.
I'll go get my logbook during the break.
Go get your logbook, and I don't know. What,
filled with lies.
yeah, I was going to say, what would be in your logbook about me, though, Barry? I'm confused.
When I go diving with you, you're my dive buddy.
Really? And you actually put me in your? I made his
Yeah,
logbook.
I put you in there. Yeah, you make the logbook.
Are you sure it's his logbook and not his diary, or his what do they call those, wish books or something?
Oh, don't think of name.
Oh golly.
Wish book.
I don't. I have no idea. All right, look, we got hour 2 of the world's first radio show devoted to diving on deck. Stay close, just getting started.
From Captain Ron to Jock Cousteau, they all love Scuba Radio. On the boat and down below, if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go!
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.
Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown? Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome to hour 2 of the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ's in the studio with me. Scuba Radio Scuba Squad connected via the web. That would be Jared the Diver Guy, Vinny Two Tanks, and Barry Z Booger.
With his dive log.
And he's looking at his dive log to see what sweet nothings he's written about me as his dive buddy.
July 27th,
What year?
2000. 27th, 2016.
Okay.
Guess who I dove with for lobster mini season?
Yourself?
Jerry the Diver Guy, wasn't?
No.
Okay,
No.
It was me, right?
Colonel Sanders and his buddy that's sitting 2 chairs away from him.
Who is he talking about?
Me?
I guess.
got it.
I'm confused. I'm very confused.
Oh,
right
he's
now.
saying you
We
look
went-
like Colonel Sanders.
We,
Was the finger licking good?
I don't know. We
Greasy.
went diving for lobsters. All right.
Okay, yeah,
2
but-
months later, you send me a picture of you in the hospital with your thumb permanently stuck in the up position.
Oh, so it's your fault, is what you're saying? That I should never have went diving
no,
with you? Is that what
no,
you're trying to say?
No.
I
First
think
of
you
all,
are.
you didn't say you were having a heart attack, but you had said you weren't feeling well. So if you were not already feeling well, that had been a year with your stomach bother you.
Oh, that's just
or
his
you're
normal
burping and all.
nausea.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
They didn't call me the chunkster for nothing.
Oh, well, all
that
I know
was
is
just
he's
sea
always just
sickness.
puking.
Yeah.
the last time you chunked last year, man, it came out green. It was nasty.
Okay. Well,
You ate it anyway.
Oh, wow.
Waste not, want not.
Okay.
Slurped it up.
Those fish, they're not going to get anything on me. I'm going to have at it first.
And that's why I keep a dive log.
Okay.
That was
well,
super interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, I really don't know where you're going with on
He's
this.
talking about something 2 months apart.
Right. Yeah, I didn't go to the doctor till August.
You said you hadn't been feeling good for a year earlier, didn't you?
He's trying to connect the dots.
You're trying to connect some dots that aren't there. Barry.
Worst prosecuting attorney ever.
No, he said, why would you go to the doctor?
I rest my case, Your Honor.
Yeah, first off,
our next guest.
Yeah, well, we are gonna get someone. I actually
Please
have someone
More
tap
interesting.
off.
Thank you. Okay.
Tap out. Rachel is threatening to join us. Mermaid Rachel from Vegas. She's in our time zone, so she just reached out. So sounds like you guys need a lifeline.
We need something.
Yeah, so she may log in here.
It's time.
Pretty soon. Yeah. All this chatter of, I don't know what to think of this. I mean, Barry, I'm flattered that I made Barry's logbook.
Well,
but
we want to get your memoirs correct. Someday
I
we'll
don't
have
want to get anything wrong here.
Well, yeah, that's the problem is you're wrong. Wrong.
Greg dives, and then Greg almost dies.
That's
wrong.
Yeah.
No, that was scary.
That is not had nothing to do with this is what happens when you have Barry.
Greg, I think this is a brilliant strategy. Actually, you bore him to tears in the first hour, and then second hour, wham, hit him with the good stuff.
Okay.
Wham.
Yeah, there she is. And on
goes.
cue,
Wham. Speak of the devil.
Mermaid Rachel joins us to save the day. Talk about
Hello,
a lifeline.
everybody.
How are you? So you're on East Coast time at the moment. What are you doing there, Rachel?
Yeah.
What's going on with
I'm
you?
on East Coast time. So I am actually back in the world of stunts. So
really,
last time I was here, I was doing underwater stunts. This time it was land. It was all night. And it was like 30 degrees and we were in costumes. It was a very, very chilly night, but I am back and awake and
okay, now see that's the thing. She's a mermaid, but she does stunt work for Hollywood movies, commercials, that kind of thing. And a lot of times you're not allowed to speak about this stuff. Is that the case?
Yeah.
Are you under an NDA? Can we guess? Because I bet I know. And can you go? No, that's
Don't get
not
her in
it.
trouble, Greg.
I'm really expressive and I'm really bad with my facial expressions. So if you start guessing, I think while it's technically not breaking NDA, I'm really
Don't get her in trouble.
We don't want to get her in trouble.
Yes.
All right.
She can announce when
I'll tell
it's
more
ready.
stories about you throwing up.
Yeah. Here's my advice to you, Rachel.
Riveting.
Never have Barry as your dive buddy because the world will soon find
He'll
out.
make you sick.
Uh-oh.
He'll document every single thing and then make accusations that are just false.
Let's see. Let's document the rest
Fake
of the document.
news.
Greg did not catch one lobster during that dive.
There, see, I rest my case.
Where did you guys go diving? I missed this.
Yeah,
This
this
was
was
back in
years ago.
2016.
Barry's, he's trying to connect some dots that aren't there, and then he's pulling his logbook and trying to act like that makes a difference. And I'm like, no,
Considering you have memory problems,
Nah.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay,
You
so
know what
anyway,
this is the nonsensical ramblings of a lunatic mind.
why you're
That's
not looking
nice to call Greg a lunatic.
Yeah, who
Talking
are
about you, man.
Yeah, thank you. I was gonna say,
Come on, Barry.
I wasn't absolutely positive. You
thought I was talking about you?
Yeah, he was starting to wonder that everybody's turning on me now.
Could go to you guys also.
All right. Well, anyway. All right. So, though you can't say what stunt work you're doing, we could actually talk about what it is. I would imagine a little bit, can't we?
Were you on fire?
I was not on fire.
Okay, that's
Was
this
it
time,
free diving stuff?
but the last time I was doing some stuff on breath hold and some stuff on scuba.
Yeah.
And then this time I was all on land. So it was definitely different. It was, it's such a last minute sort of thing.
Yeah.
I was actually headed into the pharmacy and just last week I was in Washington, also scuba diving, by the way, for the first time in a while.
Oh, nice.
But then, I would basically just threw everything in a suitcase just in case they needed me for whatever they possibly needed me for. I actually didn't know what I was going to do until I showed up that day.
Wow. And, can you even say where you are?
This is kind of boring. Can we go back to Barry's log?
No.
Yeah.
Damn you, CJ.
Are you kidding me? This is way more entertaining.
I'm being sarcastic. Thank you.
Vinny doesn't pick up that kind of stuff.
I'm sorry.
All right. But Ray, can we say exactly where you are? Like what state?
I can tell you I am in Georgia.
Okay, I know what she's doing. I know exactly what she is doing right now.
I might too, but I don't
And this is friggin' cool.
If it is, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's very cool stuff because I'm a big fan.
We'll talk about it after.
Yeah, we'll talk about it off the air, and then when her NDA clears, we'll spill the beans. But it's good stuff. Doing this show, we meet some interesting people that do some pretty cool stuff.
And it's about time you brought some of them on the show.
Exactly. But the problem is I talk to them and they tell me what they're up to and you want to come on the show and talk about it? No, I can't do that, Greg, until it actually, airs and stuff. And I'm like, go. So it's kind of like I know all these secrets of all this stuff that is coming out. And it's kind of frustrating sometimes. But on the other side of the coin, it's cool once it comes out. Like, oh, yeah, I knew about that way before you guys did.
Well, for the record, for any stunt people, I have not said anything to anybody. I have not breached my NDA.
Never.
So
not at all. No, you haven't. And the thing is when they do the, the full-length movie about Scuba Radio's 25 years, and, and like Barry needs a stunt double, I think Rachel's the one to call, right?
It's going to be a 30-minute made-for-TV movie, huh?
Exactly. Well, we both have red hats, so we're at least partly in the way for the costume.
That's right. Woo-hoo! That's good enough for me. As many parts as you can, we can use Rachel instead of Barry. That will be a huge win. You hear what I'm saying? So, I guess I can spill the beans. That was my big secret for the 25-year anniversary, is that they're planning to make a movie about our show.
Who's they?
Hollywood.
I've seen no cameras.
What do you mean? We got a whole new computer set up here in the studio.
I have not been interviewed for this. Is there a
He's
documentary?
going to buy a new GoPro.
No, I'm just saying.
Are you going to play a tourist in this one as an extra also?
Well, at our 20-year anniversary.
Who's going to play you?
Just hold on. Let me explain what's going on here. At our 20-year anniversary, the History of Diving Museum down there in Isla Mirada, Tavernier, set up that special exhibit on 20 years of Scuba Radio. You remember that?
Yeah, was that the one with the puppets?
Yeah. Had the puppets, had the animatronics. It was kind of like a, Carousel of Progress thing from Disney. And they had this exhibit up there for our anniversary then. Well, 5 years later, now it's movie time. I'll explain more next. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Conventional underwater scooters can be heavy, unwieldy, and underpowered. At just over 8 pounds and with speeds of up to 7 miles per hour, the ScubaJet Pro dive scooter is a game changer and fits in your dive bag. The ScubaJet Pro uses an eco-friendly jet engine with impeller technology. With adapters, it can even power paddleboards, canoes, kayaks, and all kinds of water sports equipment. It's the most versatile scooter you'll ever own. Learn more and get the ScubaJet Pro at ScubaJet.com. That's ScubaJet.com.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer, and Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Taric is the best, most intuitive, and reliable wristwatch-sized dive computer on the market. Check it out in the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You are now clear to dive with ScubaRadio.
ScubaRadio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
ScubaRadio.
Dive, dive, dive.
You're listening to ScubaRadio. 20 years.
Make that 24 now.
And still sucking.
Suck.
On air.
Hey, come on. That sting.
You can hear it on Scuba Radio, the world's first scuba diving show. From Captain Ron to Jock Cousteau, they all love Scuba Radio. On the boat or down below, if you want to stay in the know.
Did you ever think about that? I didn't know.
If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go!
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. You know, a lot of people are listening right now go, hey, well, the show's over? Because we usually end this.
Thank God.
No,
It's usually the next thing.
we got a good 40 minutes left. So, which gives us time to discuss Scuba Radio, the movie. And just in the nick of time.
You'll believe a man can fly.
Bubble Boy has shown up here in the studio to join CJ and myself.
I will get advance tickets, Greg.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, 25-year anniversary of Scuba Radio is coming up. And, you know, for the 20th, we had an exhibit at the History of Diving Museum celebrating 20 years of Scuba Radio. So for the 25th, you know, I got a call. This literally just happened moments ago. And I got a call on the hotline there at the beginning of hour 2. Said, hey, I heard Barry the Bugger has actually documented every single moment of Scuba Radio in his dive logbook. So
that's going to be turned into a screenplay?
It's going to be turned into a film.
We've got our stunt person.
We got our stunt person.
July 2001 when
Yeah.
we met.
Right.
Yep.
It's like cats, but crabs.
When my daughter was learning how to dive.
Yeah.
All the way back then when we actually had dark colored hair.
Okay. You can hear the excitement, how he describes what this movie would be like. Can't you?
Oh, I never said I was a writer. I just write facts.
Well, we'll bring in some big guns to embellish accordingly.
We're going to need that.
I think it's more like a documentary, isn't it?
Yes,
it could be. It could
nice
be.
And boring.
You can make that super fun. Okay, guys, here we are. We're headed to this dive spot, and there are sharks.
Yeah.
Lots of sharks.
Yeah, see?
I like that.
I think our stunt person is going to double as a director or something.
Yeah.
The way
Let's
that,
watch how fast.
Vlog sort of status.
Yes.
Let's watch how
Working
fast
on the
Barry
underwater
can
vlog.
swim.
Yeah, okay. All right. But, you know, the problem is who's going to play who.
Barry's part will be played by Ron Jeremy.
Okay.
Oh.
There is a resemblance.
Wait a minute. That may not be so bad.
But you know, that's one thing. Barry would be a challenge to do. But who would play the dive god? Who could play Neil Watson? I can't think of anybody that could live up to such a tall order. And Neil's with us on Scuba Radio right now. Neil, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic. Actually, you know, if my original perception of Scuba Radio had been right, your movie would have lasted about 3 minutes.
Yes, exactly. Just long enough to celebrate to watch it on your safety stop. Maybe that's what we call it. Scuba Radio safety stop. Yeah, it would, you know. But no, he kept his personal feelings about the show when he first found out about it to himself, and didn't, you know, kind of rain on my parade, because I called him. I said, hey, Neil, would you be on our show? He said, sure. And then he gets off the phone. I find this out years later that he's talking to Captain Slade in the Keys. Hey, there's this great guy, started the Scuba Radio show. Really nice guy, but that'll never work.
I think it's super inspiring. I mean, lack of talent, you've overcome, not funny, not the best personality.
Yeah.
I mean, but still.
Speech impediment.
You didn't let anything stop you.
And
You've overcome so much.
Thank you. Well, yeah, perseverance.
And you're surrounded by so many close friends.
Thank you, Vinny. See?
And Scuba Radio started at the same time as Ocean Fest.
That's right.
And who's still around?
The Dive God, Mr. Neil Watson, and Scuba Radio. The only two people that matter, or the only two elements or things that matter. Yeah. I don't know. That could be, it'd make quite a movie, wouldn't it? You know, and maybe we could do it in 3 minutes. I mean, we did our exhibit. I think that was only about 6 or 7 when we did the History of Diving Museum.
Cut together the good parts, and it'd be maybe a solid 3 minutes.
Yeah, I would think we could come up with something, or just make up a bunch of stuff. I mean, when
you're YouTube movie.
Yeah, when you're based on true events. So it could be one of those type of movies where we don't have to necessarily stick to the truth. We could embellish it accordingly. You think?
Well, we could replay some of the live broadcasts from my jacuzzi.
That's right. That's true. The only time
so many bleeps in that.
Exactly. The only time I cursed on Scuba Radio was from Neil Watson's jacuzzi back in the day from one of his birthday shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was so comfortable.
It was too cold.
He burned you with a lit cigar?
No, I was just so relaxed. I said, hey, coming up for Blank and Giggles, we got this, and this. And I'm like, I think I just said something I wasn't supposed to say. You'll have to forgive me. I'm very relaxed right now.
Beat me with a stick.
And you had no dump button there, did you?
Hit him with a shoe.
Scene. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that would be a whole thing. We could recreate that magic.
Yeah.
There might have been
hot tub time machine.
Replay it.
Yeah.
Dust off the reel-to-reel.
Good point. I don't know.
You could probably do like the safety stop with like a whole bunch of magic tricks. Like it was really cool meeting him, the magic guys at DEMA.
That's right. Yeah, the scuba magicians. I mean, we've got quite a plethora of guests that we've had on the show over the years, but none have quite lived up to the, to the dive god, Mr. Neil Watson. No. I mean, like you said, if it wasn't for him in the beginning of the show, I'm not sure I would have kept doing it. But he kind of gave me his blessing, so I had thought.
Yeah, he was laughing.
Yeah. But it was all good.
Best to labor under an illusion at first.
You know who would have been great to play Neil, and it's a shame because he's recently passed, was Max von Sydow.
And that is?
You don't know who Max von Sydow is?
No. God, you just made that name up.
He was the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz.
Yes, that guy.
Well, I heard Martin Short's available, though.
Okay. But who is Max? What's his face?
You never seen Max von Sydow?
From who? Who is he? What is he
He's
in?
a famous old European Norwegian actor. He always plays the wise sage guy.
He's so famous we don't know who he is.
Yes, exactly. Well, I'm going to assume he's a handsome man like the dive god. Is that what you're saying, Bubble Boy?
You saw Minority Report, the movie
with Will Smith.
Yeah, no, with Tom Cruise.
Oh, Tom Cruise. Yeah, that's
he
right.
He played the head guy. Remember the older guy that
don't remember any of
the bad guy. He always winds up.
James.
He always plays the bad
I'm on
guy
it right now.
Yeah,
I'm sending it to CJ.
Okay, we'll look it up. We'll
you'll
Google
know
it.
him as soon as you see him. You'll know him.
All right.
Yeah, that's neat.
All right. Well, Neil, I don't know if there's anybody could actually play the dive god Neil Watson. Yeah, actually, there's probably already been a movie about him, and because he's been in a lot of films and Hollywood stuff, we'll talk to him about that, and about circling back to some of our adventures that we want to get back over to the Bahamas next on the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of ScubaRadio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures ScubaRadio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Do you have a message or a product that you'd like to share with the diving world? Well, look no further than ScubaRadio. Just like you, thousands of diving enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to ScubaRadio.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
Let me tell you about a friend I know. He's got the world's first scuba diving radio show. So now everywhere I am, and everywhere I go, the first thing that I tune to is Scuba Radio.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ and Bubble Boy are in the studio with me. And we're talking about 25 years of scuba radio and would it make a good movie? I think the jury's out, but we may do it anyway. It's one of those ideas. It's just crazy enough that maybe we ought to just pull this together for our 25-year anniversary. You think?
You don't have enough time.
You said April 1st. Yeah, you always 1 month out is.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
can
lot
do
better
that.
than he usually does.
Yeah. We just, reflect on 25 years, just tell stories, and turn it into a movie, make millions, and retire.
Who would play you, Greg?
I think I would probably go for the Howard Stern approach.
James
Play myself.
Cameron.
What about
Damn you, Barry!
How about Max von Sydow?
Jason Momoa?
Of course.
Jason Momoa.
My friend CJ.
Thank
played
you.
by Michael Chiklis.
No, if anything, I would.
Bruce Willis.
I'd have to defer to the dive god. Let him pick someone and see, or just play myself. I think.
Race Bannon.
Excuse me. I don't know about that. But anyway, it's an idea, probably a bad one, but that never stopped us before.
Would
and
make
that's
a good TikTok, Greg.
Yeah, that explains why we're here after so long. So Barry the Bugger, Vinny Two Tanks, Jerry the Diver Guy, and Mermaid Rachel, a.k.a. Stunt Woman, right now with us is the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad and Mr. Neil Watson. So I wanted to bring Neil on. We talked a little bit about this in hour one about going over to the Bahamas and diving with the hammerheads. And I want to get back to this a little bit because Rachel wasn't with us, and I have a feeling she might be a fan. That may be on her bucket list, her diver bucket list to go dive with the hammerheads with the dive god. Neil, you'll hang with us to talk about this, right? I hope.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, there you go. That's coming up on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
You came all the way down here for this?
And scuba diving.
Scuba diving? Who's going scuba diving?
We're going scuba diving. We'll be back in time.
What do you have to go scuba diving for?
For fun.
For fun?
And I'm a scuba-holic. I spend all my time beneath the waves. No more gin and tonic. Scuba diving is all that I crave. I don't need a 12-step program. Meetings I never attend. All I need is blue water. I catch a buzz each time I dive in.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Greg the Dive Master, CJ and Bubble Boy in the studio. Scuba Radio, Scuba Squad connected via the web, and that would be Barry the Boater, Vinny Two Tanks, and Mermaid Rachel. We lost Jerry the Diver guy again. He fell off the wagon. What the hell happened?
It's hard.
His computer froze.
Uh-huh. Well, see, I got a new computer for our live stream today. By the way, we're in much higher focus, I think, and it might be streaming better because we got a new computer, the whole thing. You can see every flaw in high def.
It's 3D.
Yeah.
Whoa!
We apologized in advance.
But you have to put on your 3D glasses. Otherwise,
it doesn't
you'll just
seem
be
that
seeing
way?
it in 1/2 D.
Well, that seems we're gypping our listeners and viewers today.
Well, it's up to them.
Barry,
are you going to get Eric Douglas to write the screenplay of your movie?
Oh, good idea.
Why would he write the screenplay?
He's a writer.
Oh, that's right. He writes books.
He's already written about us, Greg.
Yeah, possibly we could make that happen. I mean, good point. We could just turn one of his books into our movie, because they're fictional. So
and so are we.
Well, I mean, we don't have to. Actually, wait. One of his books makes me sound like a real a-hole.
But it wasn't. I don't want to give it away.
Yeah. So we'll have to think about that. I don't know. That's something. But look, we got the dive god with us, Neil Watson, who pioneered diving in Bimini, and we've been talking about going back there for a trip around our 25-year anniversary, April Fool's Day. And I've been talking to Neil last couple of weeks pretty intensely, like every other day. Like, hey, Neil, what do you think about this? Let's go over here. We'll take the ferry over to the Bahamas to Bimini. Oh, let's take the Virgin Voyages boat. Let's take. I've been bugging Neil relentlessly on this, and he still manages to tolerate my phone calls. Neil, thank you for that, by the way.
My pleasure.
Yeah, but it's like herding cats, trying to figure out what magic elixir or what magic kind of combo of traveling over there and just doing it is going to be right. A good fit for the Scuba Radio crew, and that's been a bit of a challenge, hasn't it? You think? Or are we just lazy and just won't get off our butts and go?
Well, we just need to pull the trigger, make it happen.
Yeah, I think that is the case.
And plan it a little bit more in advance in like 5 days.
No, that's the beauty of it. I called CJ day before yesterday. I said, hey, we're leaving on Monday, right? I did. I said we could do this little carnival boat, hop on over there.
Have fun.
And I was like, what? Have fun? I mean, Barry, if I would have called you, would have you went?
April 1st?
No. Like if I said, hey, it's Thursday and we're leaving on Monday. Let's go. We're going to go over to Bimini.
Season.
Okay, I
Rabbit
don't care.
season.
Doesn't bother me.
Tax season.
Duck season.
Vinny Two Tanks.
Tax
What do you? If I would have called you, you would have went right to Bimini.
He's retired. That's cheating.
What? Well, you can do your taxes in the Bahamas, Barry. You don't have to. You can do your taxes anywhere.
Yeah, I'm calling. Yeah. Oh, what's that music in the background? It's a little Margaritaville. Yeah, I'm working on your tax return.
Yeah. See, you got your story already. And Rachel, have you been to the Bahamas? Have you done any stunt work or diving or mermaiding in the Bahamas before, or no?
Yeah, actually, I I was working as a commentator for Vertical Blue, which is a freediving competition at Dean's Blue Hole.
Okay.
So I got to spend a little bit of time out there. And then pre-pandemic, I actually had a plan to hit up like 30 different dive sites via sailboat with one of my buddies who had the sailboat out there.
Wow.
Obviously, but been doing a lot of research, and there are a lot of places on the bucket list to go check out.
Okay. All right. So you've been there, you've dove that, but you're down for doing some more, sounds like.
Absolutely. Yeah. Diving with sharks was definitely on the to-see list. The last time that has happened since it was Thailand. We were diving with like black tip reef sharks and bamboo sharks and stuff.
But you haven't done like never the 15 footers is what they got over there, right? How big are the great hammerheads that you guys are being visited by in Bimini right now, Neil? Are they that big or even bigger?
They're 14, 16 foot. They're gigantic. They're incredible animals. Beautiful.
How about
and in
that?
20 feet of water, white sand bottom, photographer's dream come true. I mean, you can get that money shot.
There you go. So that's on the list, Rachel, right? You'd be down for something like that?
Man. So April 1st through the 9th is a freediving competition. It'll be my first depth competition in the cenotes. But
yeah. Oh, wow.
I'm like, I haven't paid my fees yet. So it's kind of like a reservation. So it's like, I wish I could have my cake and eat it.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're working out some specifics right now, and we're looking at a few different things, whether we take a little cruise ship over to the Bahamas and Bimini to get there, or the ferry, or fly on a seaplane, or there's so many different options.
We could all cram in Surprise and take her over there.
Why are you laughing? That's your boat, Barry.
Yeah, I know that. Just see how many people it can hold.
Oh, okay. You want to do, like a little ScubaRadio clown car on the water? And
yeah.
Okay. That doesn't sound very safe, Barry. And
we'll make it.
You being a mariner, you
that
should know
boat is
better.
unsinkable.
Okay. All right.
What kind of boat do you have?
He has a very small one.
It's a 17-foot.
It's basically a raft. So ignore his comments like we all do, Rachel. Don't take anything Barry says seriously, even if he has it written down in his logbook.
In my
all right.
logbook.
So, but Neil, I mean, if we were to come over there, we got many different options to dive, not just the hammerheads, but year-round dolphins, stingrays. What am I forgetting? What do you think?
You're forgetting the Caribbean reef shark.
Oh, yeah.
The bull sharks at the dock, in the cage.
Right.
And then just incredible walls and reefs. I mean, Bimini was the top dive destination before we ever had shark dives. So
there you
sometimes people forget really what Bimini has other than the sharks. And that it applies to the whole Bahamas. We put so much emphasis on it's the shark diving capital of the world that people forget it's also a top dive destination and one of the most diverse destinations in the world.
Right. And as far as getting over there, that new Virgin Voyage cruise that we were looking at, which we may still, we might still pull the trigger on that just to kind of make it more of a unique visit this time around.
I've got feedback on it. It's supposed to be unbelievable. Adults only. It's all sit down restaurant, no buffet stuff.
Right.
And of course, Sir Richard Branson built this incredible resort on the north end of the island, Bimini, up at Resorts World, that's exclusively for the passengers on the Virgin Voyage, and they're there for a whole day. Plus, we can. It's 10 minutes down to the dive shop, so we get some diving on the trip as well.
Yeah, and you could actually do the hammerhead dive if you wanted and scheduled it out by going over on the cruise ship, right?
Absolutely.
See, that's a whole different kind of excursion. I mean, I'm pretty familiar with the cruise industry and how but they don't normally offer, dive adventures like that. You can go and take a 2-tank dive, anywhere off a cruise ship, and they'll usually charge you double, to be honest with you. But regardless, it's not like, crazy diving. It's pretty, touristy type, easiest places they can get quickest. But if you go over there to Bimini on the Virgin Voyage boat, have all those festivities and the whole party atmosphere and the food and all that kind of amenity, and then sneak in a hammerhead dive, I mean, man, you're talking about quite an adventure, I think. And a lot of people been doing that. Is that right, Neil?
Yeah, we have the exclusive contract, and we're jammed with the boats then. Absolutely.
Good stuff.
I mean, we do different excursions. We do like a snorkel trip to the Sapona, the concrete ship.
Right. Okay.
And it's a two destination. We do that, and actually a Caribbean reef shark snorkel trip. Then we do the dolphins on a different boat, and then we do the regular dive charters as well. So we run 3 different excursions for the boat when it's in.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go. See, I think there sounds like there's some good options there for us.
They got you covered, man.
They got the diving bases covered. You throw in the little cruise ship activity, the little toys they put in your cabin, supposedly. More about that next.
Would you like to talk diving? Greg the Dive Master's all toweled down and ready to take your call now. Call Scuba Radio at 1-888-88-SCUBA.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer. And Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Peregrine is a simple, full-color, multi-gas dive computer. It's also the most economical Shearwater dive computer released to date. Check it out and the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving, flying, and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving, flying, and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why I wanted to tell you about Nanook Professional Protective Cases. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook cases generally cost less than similar products currently on the market. From an iPhone to a full set of dive gear, whatever you need to shield from the elements, Nanook Professional Protective Cases has the size, shape, and color for you. Go to nanook.com. That's NANUK.com for Nanook Professional Protective Cases. The evolution of protection.
Hey, baby, what's going down?
Later, nerd.
Are you lacking with the ladies?
Nope.
Enhance your scuba superpowers with a new ScubaRadio hat.
Wow, nice hat.
Just picked it up at ScubaRadio.com.
Buy 2 ScubaRadio hats and get free shipping.
Need a dive buddy, sexy?
Always, and I got a Scuba Radio hat for you, too.
New ScubaRadio hats are now available at ScubaRadio.com.
So cool.
Order yours today, or stay a loser.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
That's our sister ship, the Athena. Went down with 88 souls just last week.
I wonder how that happened.
Hey, come on, Sharky!
Hey, you want a piece of this?
You call yourself the king of the jungle?
The wetsuit's coming. The wetsuit's coming. The wetsuit's coming.
I am the man in black, but I'm not a fighter. I wear a black wetsuit and look 10 pounds lighter. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get ready for the first diving show in the world.
Scuba Radio. The wetsuit's coming. 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 Scuba Radio.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master, and CJ and Bubble Boy are in the studio with me. And then we have the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad made up of Vinny Two Tanks, Barry the Bugger, and Mermaid Rachel, a.k.a. Stunt Woman. Yeah, she does a little bit of everything. Not fire walking, fire twirling. What do you call that? What is it?
Fire dancing,
Fire
eating,
dancing.
fire performance.
All right. You
Yeah.
walk on hot coals too? I mean, just add that to
I
the
do
mix.
not do that.
Okay.
No.
I just figured that. I
No.
thought maybe they just went with the territory, you know?
Yeah, it has less entertainment value for people. So, like, you know, I tend to do it for performances.
All
It's
right.
entertainment
Fair
value.
enough.
If you come running off of there screaming, smoke coming off your feet.
Yeah, we got to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
Rachel out on one of our scuba radio scuba cruises or something where she could put on, you know, some kind of presentation. You do that, right? You twirl fire sticks or something, or I don't know.
Yeah, and I found that it's a really good way to connect people. Like whenever I'm traveling, like I did that after Vertical Blue. Like we had a little fire show at the closing ceremony, and you
I
know,
love
it's,
it.
It's kind of a fun way to do it.
That would be quite an
I will bring
attraction.
one of my drums, and I can like bang out like a jungle beat while she's doing that.
Why would-
there we go.
Oh, you would provide the music because
Yeah.
you are a drummer at
That'd
heart.
be
Yeah,
cool.
you do that. Okay. Well, yeah, we have the drummer, and we have the performer, and then
I could even take some mallets,
Yeah.
which are felt tipped, right?
right.
Soak them in lighter fluid, light them on fire.
So
That's a
you'd
cool visual element.
you'd burn your drums
In the
to
dark.
bits.
Nah, just melt the head a little bit, but you're just using it once.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe we can add that to one of our next adventures. By the way, Rachel's added so much to the show today. I'm going to dub her the Diver of the Week.
Good idea.
Oh.
Congratulations, Rachel. You are the
Thank you.
Shearwater Diver of the Week, brought to you by the Shearwater Peregrine. Embark on your adventure. Or maybe, you know, she's providing the adventure, it sounds like to me.
That and $6 will get you a coffee.
Actually, it'd be a good 7+.
I don't know.
Inflation.
Did I really
It's
guess
nuts
that?
Because
right
you get
now.
that foo-foo coffee.
Yeah.
Well,
At
hey.
the hotel coffee.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You don't go for the good stuff, Rachel, or you just
Well-
go for what's available?
Sometimes when I'm working the long shifts, I just make a huge mason jar of coffee, like huge one. It's
Okay.
great.
But if you could get the frou-frou type of, you know, like a soy latte, vanilla,
Soft. You're
pumpkin
soft, Greg.
spice.
Greg, you're soft.
You would.
I'll
I think
say
it's
it.
too much sugar. Like, to be honest, it interferes with my equalizing.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I
yeah,
kinda
way
go
too
for,
much
like-
sugar.
Yeah,
It's all
soy
sugar.
with stevia.
She's
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
even worse.
All right. Well, whatever.
I go for plain lattes, though. Those are good.
Yeah. But you like your sharks. You do this whole thing in the in Bimini, right? It's on. You'd want to go if we did this.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I was actually curious, have there ever been any freedivers or mermaids doing trips out there? Because I think that's like a bucket list item for many people as well.
Oh, of course. Yeah, they've had their share of mermaids in Bimini, no doubt. We've brought many over the years.
They never come back.
No, they come back. Their underwear may not, because we go to the End of the World Saloon, and that is a place where they hang their drawers from the rafters. As far as I know, I don't know if it's still there right now. I mean, the health department shut them down years ago, and I haven't really heard what's been going on there recently. But it may be coming back because, you know, the Virgin Voyages thing kind of is a little bit more on the colorful side of adventure. You know, I alluded to this earlier in the show. That supposedly in your cabin, they provide like adult toys or something for the passengers. I assume they're
toy.
you know, wrapped in, you know, cellophane or something. I don't know what the hell it is on. I mean,
Digging a hole.
He can't wait to
Just let him
go
go.
on that
See.
ship, can he?
Greg, that's a flashlight.
oh, is that what it is?
That's a soup thermos.
I
Greg.
don't know what it is.
Don't sit on that. It's a soup thermos.
These are just rumors and innuendo that we were just perpetuating. So,
In his endo.
but I say this, that, you know, it's a more colorful crowd, a more party crowd on a cruise ship that is going over to Bimini. So, you know, the End of the World Saloon is famous. Have you ever heard of this, Rachel? Is this news to
I'm
you?
not.
Really?
This is news to me.
Okay, so I'll just fill you in real quick. It's a bar, a sand, you know, floor bar. You know, it's basically a
A
bar.
sandbar? But,
Yeah, that's right. But there's no hardwood floor and nothing. It's just a bar in a room, and it's really nice. But you see all this underwear hanging from the rafters. And back in the day, or a long time ago, sailors would go to the Bahamas in Bimini, and they would anchor offshore before they had docks and stuff, and they'd swim to shore, and then they would take off their drawers and hang them from the rafters, and grab someone else's dry drawers and put those on, and that
Ew.
became a thing. so they wouldn't be sitting around in soggy shorts.
It's permanently closed, according to Google.
Well, the health department got in there probably about 10 years ago. Said, this, you guys want to serve food too? I don't know if this is the best operation. So there you go. Barry looked it up. He Googled it. Maybe it's not there, but they should bring it back. It was always a bucket list kind of thing. Who doesn't want to go to the Bahamas and drop their drawers and leave them for someone else to wear? CJ, come on.
Sounds kind of gross.
Okay, well, maybe Barry's alone there. All right, on that note, we'll leave it. Till next time, remember, it's always better where, gang?
Down where it's wetter.
Safe diving, everyone.
They're on Scuba Radio. Let's go. Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die. Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.